Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are PropertyTales. My name is Shauna.
And I'm Clifton.
Maybe you've seen us on other forms of social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, but this year in 2026, we'll be starting our channel on YouTube, bringing you everything about landed. And this is our first video. Hello, welcome everybody.
So anyway, we've been deep diving into the landed properties market segment since the beginning of 2025. And just some humble bragging, this quarter alone we've concluded 8 landed closings, with the biggest being 18 million. Thank you sellers and buyers if you are watching this, but let me say this, big or small, 18 million, 8 mil, or even $1 million, but it's not like there's a lender in this range lah. But what we are trying to say is that every client is very dear to us.
So you might be wondering, how did the name PropertyTales come about? Well, of course, property being our core niche, nothing fancy there, and Tales is because in our view, every home has a story to tell. And together, we are a team that is specializing in the landed market. Why landed, you may ask? All along, we've always felt that the landed segment is a very niche market. It wasn't planned from the start. We began by working with all kinds of homes, your condos, your HDBs, but over time we noticed that the most complex decisions, the biggest lifestyle upgrades and aspirations of Singaporeans all pointed towards landed homes. So we leaned in, built our expertise, and started focusing where we could create the most value. And today, landed homes have become our core. And of course, again, like most Singaporeans, hopefully we'll also own a landed one day if we get the chance. Well, anyway, buying a landed property means you're not just buying the structure, but you're obviously also buying the plot itself. It is not as clear-cut as, say, buying a condo unit or a HDB flat where you don't own the land or have to care about the maintenance of the external facade. What's not straightforward is that there are technical aspects and knowledge involved that if you miss, could be a very expensive lesson learned.
Right, and the most interesting thing about landed to me is that every house speaks a different story. It could be the same exact structure, side by side, almost identical from the outside, but the potential can be very different. The inside can be worlds apart, from the internal layout configurations, the condition, the reno works done over the years. These are the stuff that could make the price alone look very different. What else is different is also the various land plot shapes, from the usual, the common rectangle and square, to the less common trapezium and triangle. Oh, we've also seen one that looks like a knife. Only haven't seen circle yet. And that's the fun part about landed, and that's also the reason why we want to tell you our story in the eyes of the landed segment. Before we move on, let's share a little bit about ourselves. First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. We are not a couple, please. We get this all the time, so don't get confused anymore. Shauna is happily married with 2 kids and an amazing husband. Shauna, come, please introduce yourself.
Alright, so I was in the medical sales for about 8 years and I'm a mother of 2, with the youngest being 4 months old. Did the jump 3 years ago for more flexibility and time to spend with my kids, but ended up being busier than before. But definitely no regrets there. Along the way, I've had the privilege of helping clients cash out their landed homes and right-size into HDBs, unlocking value and planning for a more comfortable retirement. Moments like this are what makes the work meaningful. You really meet people from all walks of life. It also reinforced my belief that property remains one of the strongest asset classes, especially when it comes to long-term planning and retirement. More so when you're dealing with high-value assets like landed properties. I've also guided clients through transitions across every stage, HDB to landed, condo to landed, truly seen it all. Another memorable case is when we closed a listing within 3 weeks after you've been sitting on the market for 8 months with more than 30 agents marketing it at the same time. Maybe more on that in one of our later episodes. So what about you, Clifton? How has your 11 years in the industry been?
Well, when you put it this way, now I feel really old. Personally, I started out dealing with mostly private properties in District 3 and 4. Similarly with Shauna, it's been a pretty fulfilling journey. Seen about 3 cycles of the property market now, the ups and downs, experiencing the multiple sudden midnight cooling measures implementations that just dropped without any warning, from RCR 1003, 1004 PSF, where everyone thought was expensive back then, to 2000 PSF OCR today, which is pretty much the best you can get. But let's not dwell on the past, that's gone and dusted, can't get any of those prices anymore. The new lows and the new highs always seem to be higher than before, and that's Singapore for you. Well, what matters most to me is that I've been able to make a meaningful difference to plenty of families along the way, and I'm glad to say most, if not all, have made good money with the decisions we've made. Additionally, from the job side of things, a lot has changed since then. Today, we can't simply be an open door, closed door agent. We've transitioned from the newspaper era to the social media era. Now we have to be content creator, videographer, editor, script writer, and so on. Everything also must do bao ka liao. We have agents now also making music videos, singing and rapping just to stand out. And more than ever, with the changes that can come in thick and fast at any given time, it's become essential for us to stay on top with the price trends and the market knowledge. After all, we are the ones our clients are depending on and entrusting to us with their biggest asset, either for purchase or for sale. Long story short, being in this industry taught me that you either move with the flow or get stuck in the past. And look at what we're doing right now, adding different layers just to complement what we are doing, which is to give viewers like yourself an insight into the landed segment and also a platform where you can really find out more about the content centered around every Singaporean's asset class.
What a journey. I still remember like it was just yesterday where we walked the grounds of different landed estates, learning on the go, understanding the various types of landed homes, estimating valuations, and studying what was on the market. From printing flyers to creating content on TikTok and IG Reels to putting up banners for our listings and finally closing multiple deals. We've really done it all. And it made me realize that we don't just list homes, we are involved in every step of the journey and we hustle all the way through. Since then, we've had the privilege of helping a growing number of clients successfully upgrade from HDBs and condos to landed homes and guiding landed owners through their selling and buying journey as well. So, whether you're a first-timer considering to get a landed property today or existing owners, do support us in this new journey by hitting the like and subscribe button and stick around as we unravel tips, uncover blind spots, and break down core information that every landed seller and buyer should know. So lately, there has been a hot topic amongst landed buyers and I've been getting asked this a lot. At this point of recording, which is the 24th of April 2026, if you have been active in the market, you may have been feeling the surge in prices lately. Do you feel it? A bit crazy, right? Well, from our day-to-day on-the-ground experience and our closings, prices have indeed been on the uptrend, especially in the past quarter. You guys will be shocked to see the upcoming caveated transactions.
So why are landed houses still moving so fast? Shauna, do you remember back in 2025 at the start, there were quite a number of houses that just couldn't move. Price correctly also took a few months to even half a year. But as of now, most of the supply of the previous batch are gone. We've noticed that the tide kind of really only turned towards the year end of 2025. We started to see houses being sold faster, buyers coming in with a quicker decision-making mindset. Less of the wait and see if anything else comes up. It's also happening now, even as we speak. But recently, some of you guys may be feeling a little bit confused because why am I sitting here saying that the landed market has picked up, but why URA say Q1 the prices have dropped? What exactly is going on? Based on our experience, landed data usually lags behind by 4 to 5 months. Why? Because majority of the transactions somehow require a long option period, either to sell their house or to wait for the funds to come in from here and there, because landed ticket sizes are generally that much bigger. So for example, the transactions that you may see reflected in February, yes, there may be a number that happened in January, but there's also a certain percentage of that dates as far back as 5 to 6 months. And that's what I call lagging data, and that's also what we bring to the table, real life data on what's on sale, what's the rejected price, what's the transacted price, regardless of long option period or not. All this information are not available online, but all this information are available from our experience on the ground.
So whether the landed market is moving or the prices are going to continue to come down, it really is the former. The market is really moving. Just that not so nice houses will take longer to move, while amazing looking houses tend to sell faster. This has always been the case. Although super original land for sale is a different story altogether. But of course, pricing plays a huge part too, and that's where we come in as a consultants to guide you on what the market will actually respond to. Because if you're aiming sky high, don't be surprised when your unit just sits there. Anyway, it seems like the new wave is here, and if you're on the hunt for landed homes, you'll be in for a competition, whether you like it or not. We've personally witnessed houses that have been sold in a weekend or two with 20 group viewings at one go. So the landed market is definitely hot, hot, hot. Which brings us to the next question. Who are the people buying landed in 2026? Whilst our focus is mainly on landed properties in the District 20, we've been seeing new launch condo owners in this area after collecting their keys, selling and charging forward to buy landed properties. For context, a 4-bedroom Atlanta modern resale has exchanged hands at $3.4 million, and a 5-bedroom Amar residence resale has sold for $3.86 million. Damn sick! All the sellers what big time. I wonder where all the money is coming from.
But actually, you don't really have to wonder. The liquidity is flowing from the HDB upgraders into the condo segment and then into the landed segment. Everything is correlated one. Probably in one of our next few episodes, we'll touch on this correlation. And not just that, many of the newly TOP 3-bedroom premiums around are transacting more or less above 2.5 million, with some even hitting close to $3 million. With the gap being this close, many are taking the plunge to jump into the landed boat for more space. Some also faster want to get one foot in before the barrier to entry becomes unreachable. Landed sellers, on the other hand, are also taking this opportunity to upgrade with the capital gain realized from the previous cycle or the many cycles before, many of which are also taking this chance to relocate to a more premium location such as the prime districts in 9, 10 and 11, and also upgrading in terms of their land size and status from their current place.
Personally, I think the movements have been quite scary as we are also overseeing and navigating this hot market today together with our clients. With consumers scrambling to snatch and grab the $4 to $4.5 million entry price, are we going to see $5 million entry prices in the near future? This reality could actually happen sooner than we think. We've also been getting asked more lately that if consumers don't get in now, would they miss the boat and get priced out? Or should they buy a new launch and wait for the next cycle? Our stance is we strongly believe if your finances can support, including renovation works or perhaps even just a simple A&A, just go for it. One of our dear clients, if you're watching this, you know who you are, bought in at $5.08 million and within 6 months, another house along the same street with similar characteristics sold for $5.45 million. Actually, I think the houses that our clients bought are nicer.
Yes, indeed.
And that's almost a $400,000 paper gain in just half a year. Super happy for them and grateful for the trust. However, if it's looking like a stretch, then please don't. You can contact us directly and we can strategize for you the best way to move forward to achieve your landed dream.
But if you don't know how to calculate or are unsure of what can be the hidden costs involved when purchasing a landed home, do keep a lookout for our next episode where we'll be talking about how much you will actually need to afford a landed property and what you need to look out for.
So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, or if you have burning questions, you can also reach out to us over here, and we'll see you guys soon in the next episode.